Top ministers of the Karnataka government taking a stock of situation, going to the ground to ensure what exactly are the problems that are being faced. Karnataka Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai, along with Minister C.N. Ashwath Narayanan and R. Ashok, who's a local MLA, and also BBMP officials and concerned department visited the rain-affected and waterlogged areas at the outer ring road, which is worst affected, and that near the eco space near and about early morning today. Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai is admitting our drain capacity is not designed for such amount of rainfall. No one can design as well. Water is flowing more than the highest flood capacity in the city, around 1.5 millimeter and more. No drain capacity can manage this. Storm water drains are narrowed in many locations. Karnataka Chief Minister early morning visited the affected area. Some of the visuals on your screen, these are the images where in the white, Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai and a team of netas, senior ministers from the government, local MLAs, BBMP officials inspecting the waterlogged areas where he says draining capacity is not designed for such amount of rainfall.
ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನಲ್ಲಿ 164 ಕೆರೆಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ತುಂಬಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಈ ತರದ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಹಿಂದೆಂದೂ ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕೆರೆಗಳಿಗೆ ಸ್ಲೂಸ್ ಗೇಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹೀಗಾಗಿ ಅವು ತುಂಬಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ನಿರಂತರವಾಗಿ ಜನವರಿಯಿಂದ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬರೋ ಮಳೆಯಿಂದ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಳೆಯಿಂದ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ವಾಟರ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು, ಕೆರೆನೂ ತುಂಬಿತ್ತು. ಈಗ ಬಿದ್ದ ಮಳೆಯಿಂದ, ಕಳೆದ ಒಂದು ವಾರ ಬಿದ್ದ ಮಳೆಯಿಂದ ಈಗ ಅವೆಲ್ಲವೂ ತುಂಬಿ ಹರಿತಾ ಇದೆ.
So the Chief Minister of Karnataka on the ground early morning today to visit and assess the situation of waterlogging. Mustafa Sheikh, my colleague, is currently at the Richmond Circle in Bengaluru. Mustafa, what do you see around you? Because this is an office hour. Many people, residents of Bengaluru, specifically in the IT corridor, will be heading to their offices. Any respite for them at all?
Well, Pooja, if you look at the roads in Bengaluru, there is some amount of waterlogged roads even now. We have seen open manholes, but still you can see that the weather is very much it's clear and that it's not raining, but still waterlogging remains to be a problem. Across the road, the barricading which we can see is because of an open manhole, but the water is just not draining out, and that seems to be a big problem for the city of Bengaluru, because if there is some amount of rain also, there will be waterlogging again, and the weather department is suggesting that there are heavy rains possible. So the drainage system is a cause of concern as of now. What will be done by the government in the coming time is something we'll know, because it is something which will take a long time. We have seen the experience of Mumbai city. There was waterlogging, and a lot of criticisms over the years led to BMC taking desilting work seriously. So whether the desilting work really took place in Karnataka, in Bengaluru before the monsoon is a big question now. So these are concerns which are, the residents are facing these concerns, because as we have already said, that be it houses in the plush areas, be it high-end cars, everything had was in the flood waters, and now you can see there is some heavy traffic in the Richmond Circle area, which means the people are moving out and they are going, and if they are not finding waterlogging, there is waterlogging on the roads, bikers are taking footpaths so that they can avoid it. So this is how the city residents of Bengaluru are managing as of now. The situation seems to be improving, but it's not completely back to normal, and also the residents are concerned what will happen next time when it rains heavily.
So with a stop in rainfall, at least in that sense there's a respite, but it will take several more hours for all this water to clear. Mustafa, what do you see in other parts? Because it's primarily the IT corridor. The banking companies, the information technology companies, that's where primarily most of the waterlogging is. And then we see also Karnataka Chief Minister visiting early morning, as photographs are now surfacing of him and the ministers. So what exactly is happening on the ground? Did you see that the area is being cleared in some parts?
Well, yes, the water has clearly reduced because it's not raining. That's one of the reasons. But the drainage system is slow. If you talk about the outer ring road where the CM had visited, and it connects the city with IT parks, there the new infrastructure which has been created is in a way, maybe the bridges are not having a rainwater harvesting. It was in the plan, but it's not there. So the capacity of these flyovers to hold water or to drain out water is very low, and hence whenever it rains heavily, there are problems. And if you look below the flyover, for example, the outer ring road only, below the flyover there is a lot of waterlogging which takes place because that comes automatically on a lower level. It is like a saucer. So the water from all around comes there, and there are such spots, low-lying spots in Bengaluru city. There are such spots everywhere in other city also, but these are low-lying areas, and now the responsibility of the civic body will be to pump out water from these areas as soon as possible. So that is something which they have to work on. The immediate measure is to get pumping station motors on the spot, pump out water as much as possible, because we are clearly seeing that the normal drainage system is not working. Even if you open a manhole, water is not draining out. Back to you.
Mustafa Sheikh is on the ground in Bengaluru speaking to local residents, trying to understand the situation about the waterlogging and the inconvenience that many people have faced. Remember, not just waterlogging, but even a life was lost of a 23-year-old woman with regard to an electric shock in these waterlogged streets.